Hello, good afternoon. My name is Tavares Wilson, and this is Last Word Productions. And here I always have the last word. Today's topic is NBA Finals predictions. This was chosen by one of my closest friends, DeMonte Green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide 3 teams from each conference, and I'm going to give you a percentage of their chances of going to the finals. So we're going to start off in the East. We're going to start off with the Cavs first. I do believe they have a 90% chance of going back to the finals. LeBron James is just LeBron James, let's all be honest. He's been to the finals in the East 7 straight years now. He's owned the East. There's no team in the East that I could still see competing with him ultimately. He has made history in the past 3 finals. That itself is history. And he's just still the best player in our league. He has gotten a better team this offseason, even though they have not yet quite put it all together due to injuries. Isaiah Thomas is now coming back though. They signed Dwayne Wade to come off the bench. Jay Crowder, even though he's been struggling offensively, he still gets good minutes on the defensive end. And rumors has it they're trying to make a push to get DeAndre Jordan from the Clippers as well. But we will see how that all plays out. I still have them a favorites to go to the finals at a 90% chance. The next team I have is the Boston Celtics. I'm giving them a 5% chance to go to the finals. The Celtics is a surprising team this season, especially after the Gordon Hayward injury, due to the fact that no one truly believed Kyrie could lead a team to the big stage, or could he lead them to the playoffs, period, because his time in Cleveland before LeBron James was nothing but failure. They went on the worst losing stretch in NBA history during that time span, and no one believed he could do it, honestly. Kyrie Irving has proved a lot of us wrong. They're playing great as a team. They're well coached. A lot of role players have stepped their game up due to Gordon Hayward's injury. Jaylen Brown is playing great ball right now. He's playing a lot better than he did last year. Jason Tatum, a rookie, the rookie small forward, he's playing a lot better than they all hoped he would. He's getting better each game. Marcus Smart is giving him good minutes off the bench. So is Terry Rozier. And this is a very well-rounded team. They're probably the most complete team in the East right now as we speak. But I still can see them only having a 5% chance going to the finals. Then, lastly, for me, I'm taking the Washington Wizards with my last 5%. This is a team that I always thought was missing that one player to go to the ultimate level, to go to the next step. I always was a John Wall fan. I believe he's the most complete point guard in the league. He plays on both ends of the floor extremely well, extremely athletic, can finish at the rim as good as any guard. He can create his own shot. He's great at getting others involved. And they have 2 good rim protectors in Gortat and Mahimi. Bradley Beal has stepped his game up a lot this season. He's looking like an all-star player. Their bench is okay. It's been iffy. It hasn't been great. It hasn't been good, but it's been okay. Kelly Oubre is giving them good minutes off the bench, though, so he's another bright spot for this team. So that team has proven they can compete with any team in the East, so I'm going to give them a slight chance to actually own the East. Now we're going to jump into the Western Conference where it gets a little bit more hectic. I'm going to start off with the Golden State Warriors. I'm giving them an 85% chance to make the finals. Golden State Warriors, let's just be simple about it. This is a team that is still extremely talented. They're still dangerous. They could beat any team in the league by 20 points on any given night because they have that much offensive power, and their defensive game is just as high-powered as their offensive game. And a lot of people don't bring that up a lot because their offense is so prolific because they have 2 MVPs on their team who could shoot from anywhere on the court. They have another guy at the shooting guard position, Klay Thompson, who can shoot anywhere on the court. Draymond Green, the reigning defensive player of the year. They have a lot of talent on their team. Their bench is also one of the best amongst the league, which just added Nick Young to make them even that much better. So this is a team that is still extremely dangerous. They can still beat any team in this league, and they can still win it all at the end of the season. Next team I'm going to bring up the Spurs. I do believe the Spurs have a 10% chance to win the finals this year. And I say this because the Spurs, even though they have had their injury problems this year, Kawhi Leonard is battling injuries. He's been battling injuries all season long. I do believe they're getting older, which they're not getting younger anytime soon. But I believe in Greg Popovich. He's the Bill Belichick of the NBA. He knows how to get the best out of every player he has. He knows how to fit a play in his system, and he just makes everyone around in the team better. Even though they're aging like the likes of Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Paul Gasol, these guys, they're all aging, but he still gets high minutes out of all of them. He still gets high production out of all of them, whether it's 10 points, 8 points, he's getting something out of them. A lot of coaches cannot do that. And he's a very well-rounded coach. He knows how to make players better in his system. And I can still see this team being an upset in the West. And the 5% I'm going to give to the other team is OKC. The reason why I'm giving this to OKC is I know they have had their ups and downs this year. I know it. But this is a very, very talented team. And they have shown on good nights, they can be great. They have Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, all three prolific scorers and have been premier scorers on their teams at a point in time in their career. They both can give you 20, 25 points. All three, I'm sorry, can give you 20, 25 points a night. They have a good two-way player. Well, they have a good defensive player, Andre Roberson, who can defend the 1 through 3. They have a good rim protector and a pretty well-rounded big man in Steven Adams. Their problem is their bench has been okay this year. They're getting good minutes from guys of the likes of Jeremy Grant and now Terrence Ferguson. And they're still working their way up to become the team they want to become. But this is a team who best games and best basketball are ahead of them. They have a lot of talent on this team, and they cannot be taken easily. And with that being said, the two teams I can see going back to the finals are the Cavs and the Warriors. I can see the Cavs and the Warriors going back because, to me personally, they still sit at the top of their conferences. No other team in their conferences are going to dethrone them anytime soon. LeBron, he's dominated the East for the past 7 years. He has a better team than he had last year, so he could easily go back. The Golden State Warriors are still the same dominant offensive and defensive juggernaut they have been the past year. So now going into year 2 is just going to get better. They have more chemistry with each other, so this is a very dangerous team. But I could see at the end the Cavs taking it in 6 games because I do believe LeBron James has a point to prove this year. Isaiah Thomas also has a bigger point to prove. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's going into a contract year. He's just been traded from a team he gave his all to, and he just came off an injury. He has a lot of people to prove wrong. A lot of people didn't think he would come back and play at a high level, but this is a guy that can score as good as any other guard in the league. Even though he is small in stature, this guy can play as good as any other guard in the league on the offensive end. He can get others involved. He can put the ball in the hoop. He can do it all on the offensive end. So with that being said, like and subscribe to my channel. Comment what you want me to talk about next, and I'll see you in the next one.